Once a lush greenery covering some 46,000 hectares, the Maasai Mau forest is now a shadow of its former self. The irregular allocation of land and the illegal settlements over time have been chipping away at its magnificence. The cost of the environmental degradation has been steep, and as efforts to restore it to its lost glory continues, it will take years before the forest heals from the destruction, as Zainab Ismail found out.
The allure of the canopy on the fringes of the vast Mau forest depicts its splendor, lush and green. But adjacent to this magnificence, the massive destruction at the heart of East Africa's largest water tower lies in plain sight. This is what is left of a struggling forest, replenishing itself 1 year after the first phase of the Mau forest evictions.
We were able to to recover some 4,500 hectares of Maasai Mau forest. That is close to 12,000 acres, and that area is being rehabilitated. We have already planted over 125 acres of bamboo. The entire forest is also healing.
Well, the evictions are supposed to pave way for the rehabilitation of the 46,000 hectare Maasai Mau forest, which is one of the 22 blocks in the Mau complex.
The remains of what used to house families here slowly filling with thickets and young trees. About 7,700 people were forced out of the forest land in the first phase.
The boundaries of the Maasai Mau forest are very clear. They are marked with beacons. The beacons are visible and the communities are very aware. And if you can look even from our aerial view, you could clearly see the areas where it is outside the forest area and the area where people have settled in the forest land. There are no permanent structures in the areas where people have settled in the forest. And basically that tells very clearly that the community is very much aware of the boundary. And all along, as we ask them, they are the ones even who tell us the beacon is here. A beacon was removed there. The other beacons that is still existing is there. So they are very much aware of the boundaries. It is not anything on contention.
And despite the constant resistance, the government now hopes to replenish some 9,000 hectares after a second round of evictions. This time, however, more families are slowly heeding to the call by the government and are moving out. Their homes are now skeleton structures.
Tunatoka tu kando, walisema tutoke kando.
Sasa ndio hizi tunapeleka wapi?
Barabarani, mtatukuta tu barabarani pale. Mwisho wa mali wanasema. Tuko na matitle Tokyo meni yote yenye wanataka iko naye, lakini wanasema ni fake. Sijui wanataka ya gold kama pesa.
From the upper catchment area emanates the Ewasongiro River that flows to Lake Natron in Tanzania and the Mara River, which comes from the western part of the forest. But the security and ecological challenges being experienced now are perhaps the culmination of intricately interwoven historical, political, negative changes in the culture of forest dwellers, corruption, misuse of power, and greed, a deadly mix left to degenerate over the last 40 years. Zainab Ismail, NTV.